Aha! Guess what? I am back. I am live. This is question and answer, people, if you want to get in on the conversation. I must say that I ask that you be kind. Do not argue to try and prove a point. That's a good way of getting yourself blocked. I must say that I'm kind of surprised that our country has turned into total chaos. As put in the title, I do have Are You Ready? This is no fun, people. Excuse me, I have to cough. That'll do it to me every time. I'm trying to cut down on smoking. I'm trying to quit smoking. But it's not as easy as people may think, especially when you've been smoking for over 57 years. All right, I suggest people do not smoke cigarettes, and if you are, please try to quit. I have other lung issues besides smoking, but it doesn't help at all. All right, this is Nomad Prepper, aka Tony D. Some people don't know how to take me. I am a biker. I am a prepper, a survivor of many different things, from snowstorms to hurricanes, where here I am here in the state of Florida right now. And I want to know if you are ready. Now, a lot of people thought that they were ready. They thought that they were prepared and they would be safe down in the southern part of the state of Florida. But lo and behold, and to their surprise, uh, it didn't work out too well for them people. And right now we have over 100 confirmed deaths here in the state of Florida. For some reason, I see, yeah, there's something going across my neck or something. Piece of stream of light. So, anyway, it does not make a difference on how much you prepare unless you're smart enough to invest in one of those. Oh, what the heck? I can't even remember the name of them anymore. But they're one gigantic tube. That gigantic tube is actually filled with water. It surrounds your whole home. You can buy them in different sizes to go around your home. And it's basically one huge sandbag. It will stop the water from getting into your home, and it gives you a little bit of room around your property. Now, for some people, that might have worked, but all the water and the high waves, and even during high tide, that hurt a lot of people. It put a lot of people in their deathbeds today. Now, why do we prepare? Well, we get food, we get water, we get everything that we think we're going to need, medical supplies, but we get it just in case there is a chance that we lose power for quite a while. Do you prefer prefer doorknobs or door handles? Um, Me myself, for a safety issue, I would actually say I prefer doorknobs. Door handles can be dangerous because all someone has to do is pry a piece of wood up underneath that handle. And guess what? You're stuck in that house and you can't get out, or vice versa. If you're trying to get into a house and you have a piece of plywood or whatever, 2x4 or something underneath that handle, you can't get in. What I would suggest is, with a regular door handle, to have deadbolt locks and things of that nature. And in putting those deadbolt locks in, don't use those little small, tiny half-inch to an inch screws. Use a 3-inch screw and drive them plates right into that whole frame. That in itself will secure that door. Of course, if someone really wants to get into your home, they're going to find a way. Now, we're lucky to have a governor like Ron DeSantis here in Florida. He's even stated to us residents here in the state of Florida, if they loot, you shoot. That gives us the right to use our Second Amendment rights to protect and defend our family and our property, which I'm totally in agreement with. Now, we've been going through a lot of problems. And like I stated, I have been through blizzards up in the Western New York area for many, many years. I've been here in Florida for over 20 years. Being through hurricanes, well, yeah, it does cause a lot of destruction. But like I was stating, there are a lot of things that you have to look forward to. Would I rather sit out and hunker down in a hurricane here in Florida? Now, I know people that left the state as soon as they heard it was coming, they were gone, which is fine. Me, myself, oh, heck, I would say a good almost 20 years ago, there was a storm that had come through Florida, and we were told to evacuate where we were at and to go to, say, Orlando, Florida. Now, I did just that. I evacuated and I went to Orlando, Florida, got a hotel room for a night. Well, guess what? Where I lived at, I would have been better off staying at my residence where I was at. The storm only knocked down a few limbs and everything else was untouched. Whereas I went to Orlando, Florida, and what happened? The storm hit Orlando, Florida. I didn't even have a chance to get dinner. And we were lucky that at the hotel, and we lost power and everything. We were lucky at the hotel, they had one of those candy machines and chips and all that stuff. So we could go ahead and put our money in, and those were the lever action machines at that hotel. So we were able to get our food or candy or chips or whatever they had. If not, if they would have had electronic machine, you would have been without. Then you would have been totally during a storm without anything. I went to that hotel so I would be able to sit there, watch a little TV, relax, and see what the storm was doing. Instead, I got hit by the storm where I was at. Now, since I'm on this topic, this last storm I had very little debris around my residence, which was a good thing. Not a lot of cleanup. Heck, I had it done in, I'd say, about an hour and a half's time, the cleanup. But still, my point being is, how do you like our VP? She's not doing us any favors. I think this Democratic Party ought to stay and keep their business out of the way our governor, Ron DeSantis, runs things here in the state of Florida. You got Harris talking about, oh, people in Florida will be taken care of by equity. Wait, huh? Excuse me? Here in the state of Florida, and even Ron DeSantis has stated, there will be no race, no money value, or anything that has to do with assisting the residents of Florida. We will be taken care of, no matter what race, age, sexual orientation, that we would be in good hands and have the Red Cross or FEMA assist the people that are without. Now I know there are different channels creators here on YouTube that are heading down there to Fort Myers and such to assist people with cleanup. You have Survivor Living. He's going down there with a bunch of people, and they're going to be cooking up food and helping do cleanup. You have Jared from Guns and Gadgets. He is also heading down to the southern part of Florida here to assist, and he also has that company. He's part owner of Blackout Coffee, I believe, and he's going to help them get things up and running at their company down here in Florida. Now, I just don't understand what's going on with our vice president. She went ahead and stated on live TV just the other day that, and it's very sad, that we were allies with North Korea. Uh, eh, that's not true. We are trying to, how should I say this? We're trying to keep North Korea calm and avoid any kind of a war. We are allies with South Korea, Kamala Harris, the laughing hyena of the world. You are supposed to be the vice president of the United States of America. And you don't even know which country or side we are on in the United States? That's pretty sad. This is also sad that you state, oh, we don't have a border crisis. I'll tell you what, instead of talking about things like that, why don't you go there in person? It's nice that you went to the state of Texas. It's nice that you went to a Taco Bell for lunch, but you did not go to the United States Mexico border. If you've seen the thousands upon thousands of people that come into our country, people that we, the American people, really don't want in this country. You have Venezuela emptying their prisons. And who are they letting out of their prisons? Murderers, rapists, thieves. Oh, and drug dealers, cartels. And we're just letting them come right over. Come on in. Well, let me say something. We, the American people, do not want them to come on in. We're the ones that are paying for those illegal immigrants. You also had the VP state, oh, well, we need the illegal immigrants here in the state of Florida to pick crops. Sorry, we already have people to do that. And this is why our governor, Ron DeSantis, has flown them people out of Florida. Florida is full. We have been infiltrated by people from California, Arizona, Chicago, New York, northern states, mostly Democratic states at that. I would advise that if you come here to the state of Florida from those Democratic states, you're coming here for a reason to get away from all that crap in those states. Do us a favor, leave it up there. Florida, we're a totally different type of people here. For a lot of you people that have come down here and have purchased homes, and this hurricane was your initiation, congratulations. Some of you may have lost everything. Some of you may have perished. I'm sorry for that to the families that might have happened to. But I bet you that was a wake-up call. I'll tell you what, I went to some supermarkets, just getting a few extra items before the hurricane even came. I seen people like it was the last time that they'll ever buy food again in their life. I seen shopping carts that were double stacked high with food, with water. Like they were never, oh, and toilet paper. I thought we had a problem with the poke in the arm ordeal when they locked us down and tried to take control. Well, actually, they're still controlling us, but that's a different subject for later. But my point being, you got people that bought all this food and all these different items like they'll never be able to buy it again. Kudos to you. You woke up at the last minute. The bad part is you hogged so much of that stuff, you didn't leave anything for other people. Which, if you got the money to throw away like that, that's fine and dandy. But that's why I've been a prepper for well over 20 years. I've been a prepper since the late 70s. Yeah, I've been through the ups and downs that's been going on. But right now, we have a lot bigger problems than I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Why would I say that? Well, I'll tell you why. We have a illegitimate election. And well, before I even get into that, why I say I've been prepping since the late 70s. When I was in Vietnam in the service, I seen how the Vietnamese lived. Trust me, they were preppers, survivalists. They had all kinds of grains and rices and all kinds of vegetables and stuff. I mean, piled up in their little shanties that they had. Well, after going through what I went through over there, and I got back here in the States, It wasn't a good welcome. I was spit on, had stuff thrown at me. It was like I was disrespected for what they called a peacekeeping mission. But I did adapt, and I got over that part. Never mentioned much about being a veteran after I had gotten out, let my hair grow out. But I became a prepper. I was always buying more food than I would ever imagine in buying. Canned foods, I still canned meats and potatoes and fruits and all these different things. I do, and I've even been doing it here and will continue. Didn't have much of a garden this year. It got burnt up by the heat that we had. But I got a second garden going right now, which I'll be doing a video on that here shortly as well. Since we don't get the cold temperatures until January, I should be fine growing a garden now without being overheated and burning up by the heat. But I want to get into the point of more prepping. Like I stated, I've lived through some blizzards up in western New York. I mean, they'd call for the city to get 6 to 12 inches of snow in the city, and here we'd end up where I was at, ended up getting 6 to 12 feet of snow. I was in a snow belt area. That is another reason why I became a prepper. I always had a generator to run electricity, keep the freezers going, keep the food cold, plus have a means of watching the television. Whether back then it was a satellite dish I used to have, and now today I do my live streaming through a Fire Stick and the internet. I have apps on my Fire Stick that I could go to any country around the world and see what's going on. Plus, I get pay-per-views, which are good too. Very cheap. I only pay like $16 a month for that app, and it works great. If you're interested, go in the description, find my email link, and send me a message, and I'll tell you who I go through for my television and things of that matter, where I get free pay-per-views, whether it be UFC fights. If you're a wrestling fan, it's got the wrestling on there. Anything and everything. But also, I suggest you have a weather radio or purchase a Baofeng radio, ham radio. I'm getting into for the basics right there. You got to have another means of communications. Citizen band radios. Those will work for, say, 25 miles. If you have a higher linear that you could hook up through that, well, then you can get out much, much further. When I drove tractor trailer over the road, I used to be able to talk well over 200 miles with a 200-watt linear, and people heard me crystal clear no matter where I went. But to get back into what's going on here, I've been without power and had a generator in a blizzard up in western New York. A lot of digging in snow, a lot of freezing cold temperatures. But I never seen the devastation like I see here with hurricanes here in Florida. You can go ahead and have a nice home one minute, and it's like a tornado went through and it's gone the next. If you're in that home, do get flooded out. There's various different videos right here on YouTube where you could see people on their second floor of their homes, and the water is one step below that second floor building that they're in. I had even heard through the grapevine some people ended up going into the attics of their homes to keep from drowning, even on the second floor of their homes. They did get rescued, and they're fine now. but they said that they're going to have some kind of an escape hatch on their home and in their attic where they can escape out of it with a kayak or something if need be, just to get out, because they do not want to be stuck in the attic of their home and the whole home fills up with water or breaks, just pops like a balloon, a water balloon, and then it's you no more. You're killed by debris of your own home. But anyway, I don't like the fact of things that are playing out here in this country. We've had one of our government officials that are saying that they want to cut 1.2 million people out of their jobs. Now we have a government that's telling you who can work and who cannot work. Oh, but it's to fight inflation. Oh, yeah, make more people poor. Sure. How's that working for you? Oh, and they're also, this is another thing, people. Get ready. They want to push this digital currency. Don't let them push this digital currency. Refuse it. Do not accept it. Even through your bank. Do not accept digital currency. If they set up digital currency through our banks, that's another way of them to control you. They will be controlling what you spend, how you spend it, and where you can spend it. How about these people that work these, say, for instance, a lawn cutting business? You got these young guys that are trying to start their small business and make some money. Lawn cutting is a big item here in the state of Florida. How's that going to work with digital currency when most of your clients pay you in cash? How are you going to record that cash into digital currency? Does the person you're working for, will they have a special code to give you to transfer cash from their bank account to your account? Oh, digital currency. Oh, I feel like having a nice, thick, juicy steak tonight and some veggies and potatoes. Oh, I'm going to make a fantastic dinner for the family tonight. So you go to your grocery store, you purchase all these items, or I should say, you thought you were going to purchase these items. You get the checkout. You give them your digital currency card to purchase that food. Declined. What do you mean declined? Oh, they say that you went over your portion of meats by 4 ounces this past week. What? They're going to regulate what you can buy. They're going to regulate how you live. They can shut you off. Look at what they're doing with the thermostats out west. Electronic thermostats, so you save energy. 80 degrees in your home. When you want your temperature, say 75 or cooler. It's getting to the point where our government is already starting to control we the people, you and me. Since they locked us down, it's been a whole new reset. And they're sitting back laughing about it. Ah, we got him on this fake juice. Yeah. Gave him this poke in the arm. Just tell them it's going to make them better, but we'll kill them off in the end. Fiction or nonfiction? Contact a funeral home. See what they say about unusual deaths or clots in your veins, or people's veins, I should say. What's this DNA that's forming in people's livers? Oh, fiction or nonfiction? Is it possible you are now sterile because you got that poke in the arm? Hmm. It's amazing, all these different things. They keep you wondering what's going on. As far as our gun rights, well, there's another ordeal on its own. And then we're just speeding by cop or sheriff or whoever. But that's a flashing red light signal right there in its own. Our government thinks that they can control you and me. Oh, watch out, people. We're ultra mega. We're extremists now. We're terrorists to the republic, to this country. It's funny that there's something wrong with making America great again. It'd be the first time in the history of this nation that you have a political party that is trying to divide the people to fight amongst ourselves, to fight with each other because of our political affiliation. Now, we've seen our government push this stuff with BLM. Oh, you had the poor boys or whatever. Proud Boys, that's what it was. They got Antifa. Oh, now they're indoctrinating your children. And it makes me think, didn't parents have control of their children until they're 18 or 21 years old? How is it that these schools can allow children to be able to get a gender transformation? Why are they pushing this LGBTQRSTUV code when these people hid in closets for years? They were lower than rats on the planet of this earth. And now it's okay to go tiptoeing through the tulips with everybody? I don't get it. Everything that evil is now good, and what was once good is now evil. This is in the Holy Bible, people. Now, we do know, and I've warned people on my other channels. I had the channel Nomad Prepper. I had Nomad Prepper 1. Those channels were deleted by our great media platform. I also had One Liberty, One Freedom. Another good channel. Why is it every time I get to around 700 subscribers, boing, they find a way to delete me? And why is it that when they change their terms and conditions here on this social media platform, that if they didn't like the videos you did prior to their new terms and conditions, They yank those videos, give you a strike after strike after strike, and delete you. I believe that's unfair to us as channel creators. I would like to have politicians in our government put laws against these social media companies so that we can exercise our First Amendment right on these platforms. What is it that they're afraid of us saying and telling people? We have freedom in this country, and they're trying to take it all away. They're cutting down, and they did this with their great lockdowns for that double jab juice. They killed off mom and pop stores. They killed off small restaurants. They killed off your average guy that works for himself. And what's our government trying to do? Oh, they're trying to be dictators. They're trying to separate rich and poor. Oh, but I'm middle class, you say. Well, guess what? Not for long. They're going to take away your middle class status, and you're going to be a peasant like me. And these big elites, they'll be living high on the hog. Well, they'll try to feed you cricket burgers. Talk about cricket burgers. People, if you want to do your research, do not eat anything that contains crickets. Look on the ingredients on these packages. It will be basically a warning on the bottom of these ingredients labels that if you are allergic to shellfish, you may have allergic reactions. And it will say cricket flour or whatever. Don't eat it. There's a thing that these crickets have that is called chylite, some damn thing like that. Your body does not digest it and pass it through. And it is what I hear is a cancer causing agent. Why would you want to take something that's going to cause you sickness, illness, and could kill you? Not me. Thank you very much, but I'm going to stay with the meat. The cow, the pig, the chickens, the turkeys. I'm going to stay with that kind of meat. Okay. As far as fresh vegetables, oh, yeah. If I can't get them at a store, I'll grow my own. Thank you very much. Why? Because I don't trust the food we're even getting in our supermarkets anymore. How do you feel about the foods that we're being given in these stores? Do you have empty shelves in your stores? I've heard various stories from people all around the United States. Some people, some stores they go to, they got a lot of bare shelves. But if you go to these bigger grocery stores, oh, they're stocked to the hill with everything. Why is that? Why do they keep on raising the prices so sky high? Well, they want to starve you out. That's why. They're trying to change the way you live. A house that I could have purchased for 68,000 now and that was just 6 short years ago, is now a $300,000 home. I must say, it pushed me out of the bracket for looking for houses, especially me being on a fixed income. Oh, talk about fixed income. Hey, Potato Head. Yeah, you that. Oh, do you even know your name? Hemina. Hey, hey, JB. FJB. Hey, Biden. What happened to that $200 a month increase you were going to give us on our Social Security? Been 2 years, we ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, baby, they ain't seen nothing yet. Uh, people, are you still bent over and got your head hidden in the sand? Nobody bumped you up the rear yet? Because we're all being screwed over big time. They're trying to force you with the WEF, World Economic Forum. Do you believe Bill Gates said the other day that the next election will be a hung election? I'll tell you what, if it doesn't go the other way this time, there will be a lot of hung politicians and or elites. He may be one of them. Is that fiction or nonfiction? Do your research, people. Am I a ultra mega extremist? Yes, I guess I am. Put that on your wish list for coming after me. You know, all these laws, these red flag gun laws, things of that nature. And I know I'm bouncing around, but hey, nobody's asking me questions, so why not? Any law, according to our Constitution, any laws that try to rewrite an amendment right is null and void, especially a right that states shall not be infringed. How do you like losing your rights, people? They're jacking the prices of houses up so high that you can't even afford them. And then you have companies like BlackRock and all these other big money companies. They turn around and buy these homes so they can rent them out to you. The price you're renting these homes for is like double the price that you would pay on a mortgage for a home today. 2 short years. The man that was president before this bozo that we have now, everything he said was true. He warned us. He warned us that if we elected this bozo, that things would turn around. Well, they certainly have. They turned around, they went half-ass backwards. Went to hell in a handbasket. We're losing our oil reserves because we got this bozo selling our oil reserves, which are meant for military and wartime situations alone. Oh, and what else did he do? First week that he was inaugurated, well, he stopped all the oil processing here in the United States, shut down the natural gas pumps throughout the United States. But yet he'll go door to door to door to all these different countries and beg them for oil and other items that we need in this country when we had them right here and we still have them right here in this country. Don't mind this train going by. This is what I listen to all the time, people. But to get into other things that are going on, let's see, how much better can it get? Oh, climate change. Boy, they tried this during the Obama administration. Yeah, we got a big climate change. We got such a climate change. Yeah, yeah. They want to kill off your more cows. They want to cull thousands more cows because they fart. I'll tell you what, these people like John Kerry that are doing this scam climate control, they're just making more money under the table through our government to put in each other's pockets. There's no climate control issue on this planet. You have more people that fart than cows. Okay? Did you check out our ring of fire on volcanic activity that's going on around our world? As of now, we have over 28 volcanoes that are active. And they're spewing off all this kind of sulfuric dust and everything else into the air. But we have to suffer because of climate change. While this bozo Kerry can go ahead and fly all over the world in his private jets. Tell me all the emissions he's pushing off, huh? They're just trying to make you broke. They're trying to kill us off. I prepare, and I have myself about a year's worth of food, maybe more. I'm going to reorganize, go through everything all over again because I've gotten so much. It's getting, some may say it's getting out of hand, but I got to reorganize things because I have potatoes where I have tomatoes and, I don't have everything in sequence. But I'll get there. Hopefully, I can get it done this week. But while I was talking about all these different items, right? I don't know how you feel about things that are going on with you. Will we see a civil war? If we do, it should be we the people against our government. Most governments only last 200 to 250 years before they're torn apart and replaced. We have the Federal Reserve, who is a private company that is inside our government. They're regulating the money, which is a big banking system for all these banks that are all throughout the United States. They're the ones that are setting their standards on how they feel we should live, how much interest we should pay on loans and bills. Isn't it funny that actually it's not funny at all, but how one government within 2 years' time can totally, I mean, totally destroy the country? Is it time to eliminate this Democratic administration? I would say yes. I'd throw them all in jail. All the money they have in any bank accounts should be stripped from them and given to we the people. All these bazillions of dollars that they're sending to Ukraine. What's that doing for we the people? It's not helping us. If they just took 450 billion, take that back. $450 million. Actually, it comes to, I would be honest here, it would actually be like $680 million. Our government could give every legal aged adult citizen in this country $1 million. Okay? $1 million. If our government did that, guess what? We wouldn't have inflation. We wouldn't be in a recession, shortly to go into a depression. Do you really think the Green New Deal is going to work? They've already proven by trying to make a truck, excuse me, trying to make a truck, and trains will be next. Hello. But it'll be to the point where they want everything running on electricity. Oh, you want to buy a brand new car, a Tesla, you say? Ha ha, great. You live where? California? Hey, good for you. Let me ask you something. How do you like that 240 volt Tesla charging in your garage? Oh, you're on a brownout mode, huh? How long's that vehicle got to charge for? Oh, when are they going to turn the power back on? Oh, 2 hours before you got to go to work. Oh, and they say you can get what? Some of these new electric vehicles, you can get up to 300 miles. Guess what? I got a Chevy Silverado 2500 pickup. It's got a 35-gallon tank in it. I can get 500 miles on that before I got to fill it up again. And it's got balls to the wall, too, buddy. I'll tell you what. That 6.0 400 cubic inch motor. It's got all kinds of balls. And it still smokes them up pretty darn good. I'm just at under 200,000, but I'll tell you what. That's power. Your electric vehicle? Yeah. Okay. You got 300 miles, then you got to charge it for what, 8 hours? If you could charge it. I'd like to see these electric vehicles in a blizzard up in New York State. Well, the driver's sitting in there watching their meter dropping down. While they're trying to stay warm. Oh. Your car will shut off automatically in 10 minutes. No wonder I see people with portable generators in their trunks of their vehicles so they can charge their car. Yeah, electric vehicles. Okay. I'm going to tell you what, people. You're going to go ahead and spend what? $70,000 on an electric vehicle, right? Then you get it. Say if you did have plenty of power supply for that electric vehicle. I'd hate to see your power bill, for one. The next thing I'd like to know is what happens when the batteries start going bad. And I know people that have some Nissan, I can't remember exactly which Nissan it is, but it's an electric vehicle. And the batteries go bad after like 4 years. And new batteries for that Nissan cost over $4,500. That's the old Nissan electric cars. Your new ones, including, say, the Teslas, you're talking $24,000 just for new batteries for that Tesla. Do you people really need electric cars? Oh, you want to keep up with the Joneses, eh? to me, it's just another scam. And why I say that is Germany tried solar and wind energy. They tried it for quite a few years now. Guess what? They're going back to coal and diesel and gas to power their electric companies and water, of course. Why? Because the renewable energies, these batteries only hold so much power and they only last so long. It is a producer, but only for a short time. When you have these power plants, whether they be nuclear, whether they be gas or coal powered or water powered, that's something that's going to continue to go on. I don't care where you are in the world, you're still going to have these kinds of power plants. They're going to have to be running to produce power to the people. You know, if there's enough people that use this thing up here we call a brain, we can all put a stop to this foolishness that we see in our government. They've borrowed trillions of dollars. How did that help you? We're 30 trillion in debt. How did that help you? Oh, government gave extensions on unemployment during that juice lockdown. Gave kids, families with kids, so much money every month. Tax rebate. What'd they do for senior citizens? What'd they do for disabled? What'd they do for you people that couldn't get unemployment or have a family? Oh, we got a whole $3,000. Am I still alive? Yes, I am. Why? Because I'm a prepper. Our time's tough. Yes, they're very tough for everybody. We have a government that is trying to be a dictatorship over we the people. We see how our government, our democratic administration, is still blaming and trying to dig up dirt on Donald Trump. Still, 2 years after he was denied the election, and you have this moron that's supposed to be the thief in chief himself and his crackhead son making all these deals. I'd like to know who the puppet is pulling his strings. The bumbling, mumbling, stumbling. I'll tell you what, it's as bad as ESPN doing a football take, right? I don't get it, people. I don't know if you're awoke yet. We may end up in a civil war sooner than you expect. They're raising our interest rates another 0.75. They want to lay off another 1.25 to 1.5 million people. Oh, to help inflation, to keep from going into a recession. Well, you guys did a good job at that for borrowing trillions upon trillions of dollars that I don't see nothing happening around here. Their infrastructure for bridges and roads, where's that? He said he built up how many millions of people back to work, and now they want to lay them all off. Oh, is that part of the 87,000 IRS agents that you added and armed? Hmm. Something isn't right here, people. Life here in America is never going to be the same again. We're living in a time where you have a government that's trying to be a dictatorship. They're doing a good job at it. They're really making us all peasants. You know, when I was growing up, I had a father that worked one job and a side job he had as well. But he was able to build a home, have two cars, four kids, and he did it by himself. Now, what do you have today? Oh, let's see here. You got mom working, you got dad working, the older kids are working, and you still can't get enough money to make ends meet. They have devaluized our worth. Oh, but they can get over $200,000 a year and they're only working 126 days a year. Something's wrong with this picture. They still have not enacted any term limits. Let's see. You got Bill Gates stating it's going to be a hung election. Imagine that. Are you ready for what's to come, people? Don't forget to look up in the sky and look for the good Lord Jesus. He's coming, and he's coming soon. Repent. Be prepared. It's time to wake up. We have all-time highs in crime. And they blame everybody but themselves. They're the ones that are running these governments in these cities. They defunded the police. Why? This used to be a secure country. I grew up in this country. Even before I became an adult, we used to leave the door open at our house and never worried about somebody coming in and robbing us. Today, you can't even leave your door unlocked to your vehicle, let alone your house door being unlocked. You fell asleep, you'd wake up with it empty. Your car, everything that was in it, all your possessions, gone. If it's not stripped in your driveway. This used to be a strong country. This used to be a don't mess with me country. This used to be you fuck with my shit, I'm gonna fuck you up. Or shoot you. Oh, that's the ultra mega extremist that just came out of me. I threatened someone's life. Oh my God. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. Oh, but we got to be sensitive to people now. Like I stated, I'm not about to go tiptoeing through the tulips for anyone. I am, however, still going to protect myself and my rights. I am going to stay strong. I don't take crap from nobody. I hate to say it. I will fight to the death of me if I have to. Wouldn't be the first time. But what would we be fighting for? Our freedom, our sovereignty, our liberties, our rights, our God given rights. At that. People, I hate to say this, but I believe it's time for everybody to grow a set, okay? The man, the last man we had as president of this country, everything he said that would happen has happened. He was asked at a rally in Michigan if he was going to run for president by someone, a representative ahead of him. And he even stated during his speech, first thing we need to do is get our Republicans in office and take over the House and the Senate. Then he stated, and the next thing we will do is take back our White House as well. Take it for how he said it, okay? Do you think he's going to run for president? I do, and I would vote for him again. As he has stated, even in his speeches, I don't like the way his last couple of speeches have been with that organ music in the background to make it sound like he's in some theatrical theater or something. But I can say one thing. He did state that he would be able to get things and prices back to where they were when he was president the last time, and jobs and everything else. He said it might take a little bit longer, but we'll get there. So that tells me, yeah, I'd vote for the man. Hell yeah. I also know a lot of people that are Democrats. And they said, I didn't vote for this. Well, you voted for this bozo, didn't you? Yeah, I did. Okay, then you voted for it. Don't be bitching and complaining because you're the idiot that voted for this bozo. And see what we got now? A country that's in total disgrace. A country that's being looked down on instead of being looked up at. For all my life, right up until a few short years ago, I've always stood as a strong patriot and veteran of this here United States of America. I can say one thing. I've watched it go to hell in a in a handbasket within 24 months. Or a little less than 24 months. We're not far from it. He destroyed everything in this country. Housing prices so high that we can't afford to buy a house. Gasoline so high that heck, people don't even want to go to work because they'll be working just to get gas to go back and forth to work instead of paying bills. There's got to be a change here, people. You can't even purchase a home. What happened to our liberties to be able to own property and have a home? That's gone. No more American dream. Is this how you want to live your life? Being controlled? being told what you can and cannot do, when you can and cannot do it, what you can buy and what you cannot buy. I'm sorry, I'm not into that. I like my freedom. I like being able to go where I want to go when I want to go. 2 hours from now, maybe I don't want to go. But if I go to the store now because I need to get a few things to eat, okay, I'm going. And I run to the store and get what I need and come back. Do you want it to be to the point where, oh, you didn't fit their social score, so you can't get this now? You know, China's got a social credit score, and they're trying to do that here in our country. We cannot allow this to happen, people. If you deny any digital currency, they cannot, they can try and force you from going from the fiat dollar, the paper money, to this currency, this digital currency. You lose everything if they get control of this digital currency. Going to put you on a special credit score system like China's got. Ain't looking too good for them because now China's economy is crashing. Why? Well, people paid all kinds of big money to the China government to have houses built. They're well over 2 years behind in building these homes. China people are very upset with their government. That's why their economy is crashing. Things are happening all over the world, people. I hope you're aware of it, and I hope that you're preparing for what could happen here in this country. Now, some of us that are veterans, we know what it's like in a war situation. I've been in Vietnam. Some people have been to Afghanistan, Korea, Iran, Iraq. You have people that are veterans in this country that know what it's like to be in a war. You really don't want any kind of war in this country because the casualties are going to be American against American. I don't want to see that happen. I believe it should be Americans against our government. And I have a few ideas who I'd like to be running our government right about now. And these companies, the USA company, USA, United States of America, it's a company that's totally separate from the United States of America. But they're trying to run this whole country. They're all in it together with Soros and, Gates and Zuckerberg and Biden and you name it. All these elites that think that they're better than you and me. It's too bad they don't understand that when they die, they all go in the same size hole. Same size casket. Oh, unless they're I don't know. Go ahead and be cremated. Isn't it nice now also that our government is trying to California's already doing it. Put a law into effect where they can grind you up. Yep, grind you all up and make you compost for your relative's garden or whatever. Make you fertilizer. Isn't that nice? They were doing a thing about also let's see. Oh, putting a tree seedling in your ashes. so you could be part of that tree. I don't know about you people, but that's not the way I want to go. And I don't want to be cremated. Put me in a box. Good Lord will rise me up when it's time if He don't take me before that time. But are you prepared? I have various videos here on this station. This station. This channel. Check them out. I don't have a lot because, like I say, all my major videos were on Nomad Prepper 1, One Liberty, One Freedom. My videos were on those channels. But please, like, subscribe, and share. There's different items that I'll be talking about, as well as showing you different things that I have going on around here. Like my solar I have in my place. Yes, we did lose power here during the hurricane for, I would say, roughly 6 to 8 hours. Did it affect me being without power? No, I got solar. I got my Life Pro batteries with my solar, my charging system and everything. I had my TV. I had internet right up until, I would say, the last hour and a half, 2 hours of the hurricane. And then I lost my internet. Still had my TV, but no internet. And I have a Fire Stick. So it made it a little hard for me to be able to watch TV. But I used an antenna, which got me through the little bit of a couple hours until my internet was back on. As a matter of fact, my internet came on before my power came back on. But that's all right. I survived. I have food. I ate. As they say, I should have went to a local pub to one of their hurricane parties they have. Those work out good. I've been to a few of them. Hey, if the hurricane hits, at least you got plenty of booze and food. You're all set. You don't care. Most of these taverns down here have generators and stuff to keep the power going. So is there a lot of destruction during these hurricanes? Oh, hell yeah. But those of us that make it through, we survive, we rebuild, and we're back at life again, once again. Do we like hurricanes? No, we don't. Do we enjoy the heat? Well, it's been hotter than it normally has been. But we got, after this hurricane, a nice cool off period. It changed our weather pattern, so to speak. We were in our mid 90s right up until that hurricane went through. Now we have average highs like 80, 85 degrees during the day, and it's dropping down in the 60s at night. Thank God, because even when it was 80 degrees at night, it didn't feel refreshing at all. But this kind of cools things down and makes it better. Now, do we have to worry about any more hurricanes? Well, there's two storms. One they say is going to go up the Atlantic, in the Atlantic Ocean up north. And the other one, well, that's down around Cuba. And I mean, it's too early to tell, but they don't foresee that becoming a hurricane that's going to have anything to do with us here in Florida. I can say one thing, people. I also have, and I forgot about this, I also, in my description, have a buy me a coffee link. If you'd like to buy me a cup of coffee, get me all ramped up, I'll tell you what, that'll go a lot further. I think, like I was saying about the YouTube censoring our channels and stuff, I believe that they kept on giving me strikes and deleting me because they were making money out of me. And by them doing that, I didn't get paid a cent. They got money for nothing and chicks for free, and I got crap all the way around. I don't get paid to do these live streams. So if you'd like to buy me a coffee, keep me going, and enjoy hearing what I talk about, let me know. Buy me a coffee. Send me an email link on what you'd like me to talk about. or you can comment right here. Here I had question and answer this evening. I had one question, and that was basically it. But that's okay. There's other things we can get into. And like I say, I'll be doing other live streams. Some I'll just be posting some videos on, say, my vegetable garden I have growing now. Maybe I'll show you my solar panel setup. And it runs half of my RV, so it makes me happy, like I say. If I was to run this whole trailer with AC on, it would last me, say, a good 12 hours before I would have to recharge the batteries, which is no big deal. I have a generator on this trailer, and if I had to, I can always start that generator, plug this trailer into the generator, and it would charge up those batteries on my solar, as well as being able to use everything here and run the AC and not have an issue. I don't know what else to really talk about because I have no interaction. I'm hoping that maybe you'll join me one of these days. I want to advise you before I go to stock up on food, gas, water, medicine, uh, means of self defense, your freedom seeds. Get these items, people. Prices are going to go up this month of October, another 30 to 50%. They're predicting it all over. We still have to worry about the railroad possibly going on strike. You have thousands and thousands of more tractor trailer drivers that are losing their jobs. There's going to be more people around this country losing their jobs and are going to need help. My prayers go out to the people in the Carolinas from this Hurricane Ian, as well as the people here in the state of Florida. Now, I'm going to try and do a live stream Wednesday evening. So I hope you join me. And we'll be getting into other things once again. If by chance that I do have and do get a strike on my channel, hang on, let me go through something real quick here. Reason why I say that is I will tell you now. If by chance I get a strike and you do not see me on here, I would ask that you go to One Florida Survivor here on YouTube. And that one, I'll say One Florida Survivor. That would be a backup that I'll have on here. And a backup to that channel would be One American Fighter. So that's why I'm going through this to know which accounts I have that I will have here on YouTube. I already have those channels here on YouTube and put a short, quick video on those two channels. But those I'm going to be considering backups. Anyway, I've been on here for almost an hour and a half now, and I think you people are about sick and tired of listening to me rant on about all these different items. All I can say, people, is be prepared. Like the prepared mind always says, you need food, water, shelter, clothing, medical, and a means of self defense. Don't forget to get these items, people. Like I say, prices are going to go up higher. Another thing is, I want to advise you before I go, if you plan on buying any weapons or freedom seeds, don't use your credit card. Don't use your debit card. Go to your ATM, take out the cash, and pay in cash. Our government is trying to censor what we buy as far as firearms and ammunition. Best way to avoid that, because they're putting special codes on when you purchase things on your credit cards or debit cards to avoid being censored and being registered, which they're not, it's illegal for them to do. Paying cash. That avoids it all. Okay. All right. On that note, everyone, this is Nomad Prepper 2. I know I've ranted on about a few things here and there tonight. Are we bringing up different topics, talking about different things that are going on, and showing you different survival and food setups that I have myself? On that note, everyone, please take care. I pray for everybody in America. I pray for everyone around the world. God love y'all. I pray for y'all. God bless y'all. God bless America. If you're here, I'll be here Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. So take care, everyone. And good night, all. Freedom.